the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the
and
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
This episode goes to 11. Should I just use an English accent the whole time, Vic? What do you think? All right, I'm ready. Hit it. SLS 11. Let me get my echo. Hold on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our season finale. 11 episodes of Sunday Livestream Sunday. Can you believe it? I can't. I'm winded. It's because I'm all dressed in black. It's none more black. Obviously, we have a few references today to a certain age-old movie, basically the handbook of rock and roll. If you haven't seen it yet, that'll be my homework for you guys. But first, you're here. right now you're here watching Sunday Livestream Sunday, and I couldn't be more thankful and happy that you are here with us. It's the whole team, right? Vic's behind the control board. I know that perhaps Robby and Dave and the Ratt and Scotty are all in the chat. Of course, I can't see the chat because I'm a little vain and I choose to not wear my reader glasses, but I always put my reader glasses on when we go do the Q&A right after the episode. So if you want to ask some questions about the show or guitar, rock and roll in general, that's the time to do it. If this is your first time watching SLS, Sunday Livestream Sunday, just hit that subscribe button on whatever device you have right now so you can follow us and we can sort of become friends. You can hang and you can become part of the RGA, which is what? The Roxie Guitar Army. That's right. We're teaching you to play guitar over here. We're sort of giving ourselves a lot of therapy with it, cheaper than therapy, actually. And we're having a good time doing it. So glad that you guys are here, by the way. And this is our season finale. So there's like 10 other episodes to watch before this. The song I started out with was called The Solution. And I'm not claiming to have a solution for all this crap that's been going on the last 11 weeks. But maybe we're, right at that point where the window and the light at the end of the tunnel, we're starting to see it. And I know that you guys are starting to get to your normal everyday life. And so am I here. And that means that you won't have as much time to spend perhaps hanging out with us every single Sunday. You can always watch us on the rebroadcast, of course. But that's why we decided to maybe have a little season finale so we could maybe take a small little break and then kick up with something new. Trust me, I'm going to address all that stuff in just a bit because we have an action-packed show today. We have put together pretty much, I'd say it's bigger than Star Wars, all right? Bigger than Spinal Tap. And speaking of, okay, I just want to get to that song, The Solution. I did play that song with a capo, and you will learn how to use a capo in the System 12 guitar method. That's one of the things that we think is important because I feel that there is a singer in each and every one of us, and including you right there watching. So if you want to, just go check us out. RyanRoxie.com now is the place to be, and just hit that button. I want to learn guitar with Roxie, and that'll tell you everything you need to do if you're right off the bat inspired to play guitar. But trust me, this show is going to inspire you to do something. I'm not sure exactly what it is just yet, but the theme that we have is a little bit, you're right, the movie Spinal Tap. We had an all black sort of color because we've been doing colors every single week, and black was the color we hadn't used yet. So we thought with this sort of theme, perhaps it would be time to bring a bunch of the team together and to show off our bass playing ability, right? There's a lot of bass players. I always say there's a guitar player each and every one of you, and a singer in each and every one of you. There's also a bassist. And at least we tried to prove that with this next song. And in it, we even have Vic Chalfant. He didn't strap on the bass, but he looks pretty damn sexy anyway. But Vic's in it. Robby Miller's in it, Dave Rattenbury's in it, and Robby Miller's co-host of Music Trivia, Ferg, is in it, as well as myself. So let's run the clip, Vic, of our sort of tribute to this season finale of Sunday Livestream Sunday. And this is Big... Oh, wait, whoa. I almost forgot to tell you guys this. Big Bottom, by the way, is the name of the song. This is a 2020 edit, all right? One of the guys on the team, I'm not going to mention names, he wanted to do sort of a politically correct, a more sensitive version of what this could be. So this song is now edited for 2020, all right? If you do want to see the unedited version, you're going to have to stick around for the Q&A because that's why I'm going to unleash the link on that. But go ahead. Now, Vic, roll the clip, please. So there you go. That was our version of Spinal Tap's Big Bottom. And like I said, that was the 2020 edit. All right. So hopefully no one was offended. If you're offended by that, wait till you see the unedited version. And I think I actually do get the glasses back on in that version. But check it out at the Q&A that we'll have after this Sunday Livestream Sunday. I think maybe someone in the chat could put up that link right now, or if you just want to, hit that subscribe button and you'll get some sort of notification. All right. Again, if you're interested in playing guitar, or now if that sort of inspired you to play bass, just go to my site, ryanroxie.com, and hit that I want to learn guitar with Roxie, and that'll point you in all the right directions, because it's not too late to join up with the RGA and the Roxie Guitar Army, which happens to be one and the same. And I know that one of the bassists in that last video clip, by the way, I love when the Ratt puts up his foot and it's a sock. Yeah, it's one of my favorite clips of the whole week. But moving along, let me see my notes here. Oh, we have to address some questions because this is the season finale, right? I've been getting a lot of questions this week about things, and I wanted to address them because I have that platform. One of the questions I got this past week, or maybe the last couple weeks, was, are we scripted? Is this show, Sunday Livestream Sunday, scripted? Of course it's scripted. That's usually what TV shows do, or web shows or whatever. You have to have a script, right? I mean, can you imagine if Star Wars had not had a script? I mean, so basically I just said that Sunday Livestream Sunday is as big as Star Wars and as good as Star Wars and is entertaining. Yes, it's scripted. I have to, because in order for Vic to have some of these overlays that he has to know what I'm about ready to say. But I think if you actually watch carefully, you see there's enough mistakes in my songs, enough sort of flub-ups with my voice and vocally that you can tell that certain parts that aren't scripted. Obviously, if you go back to if you go back to episode 9, I think SLS Fest, that was totally, it was scripted, but things were coming improv. There's a lot of improv on that. That's when we filmed it down in the Bahamas. Remember that? So yes, another question that came up in the last couple of weeks is, do I get offended or hurt by the haters? Well, no, because I don't, because I put myself out there. I have this platform. I'm very vulnerable. By doing this show, I put myself out there, and you can see who I am, and whether you like me or you don't like me, then that's up for grabs, right? So I can take it, and no, it doesn't really offend me at all. But the one thing that does sort of grind me a little bit is someone goes after, or some group goes after our team and the team that I'm on with the guys, and because they don't have that platform. They're too busy running around putting up overlays and helping with the scripts. So I say if you're gonna come on in the Q&A, because here's another thing, when you do start to rise in popularity, and hopefully this is a good sign, I'm looking at it as a positive, that means there's inevitably going to be some people that are haters and that don't like. And honestly, if I listened to the people that didn't like my stuff always, I wouldn't have done this, not 11 shows, and I wouldn't have done it for the past how many years I've been, sort of being persistent and trying to kick down that wall. So, yeah, I think that, I don't know. I'm good with it. If you guys want to come on and say some awful stuff in the comments, of course, at one point you're going to get blocked. But if you want to say some stuff that's debatable, I'll bring you on, and I won't just immediately kick you off. I'll let you say your say, and if what you're saying is ridiculous, I'll let you know about that as well. So that's the second question. The third was, does this mean it's the end of my Sunday Livestream Sundays just because we're having a season finale? No, it's a season finale. And in place of that, we're going to take a small little break. But in place of that, there will be stuff going on. There's guys on this sort of RGA, the Roxie Guitar Army team, that are coming up with their own shows as we speak. A couple of them already have shows. You know that Robby and Fergie have Music Trivia, and the Ratt is on there every week as well. That's on Friday night, so that will still be going. I'm putting most of this effort. The reason why there is no finale, where there is a finale now, is because I got to dive in and make the original sort of official version of the System 12 guitar method along with the rest of the team. We got to film it, we got to produce it, and we got to make it as close to being right and perfect as we can. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, trust me. But you know what? I'm going to do my best to make it as best so you can get the most out of it. So I'm going to dive a lot of time into that. But at the same time, I'm going to keep the Tuesday in the Trenches podcast going because they've been really successful with the type of guests we've had. They've been really, really cool. If you haven't seen this last week's, we had Guy Griffin from the Choir Boys. And maybe if you can, Vic, real quick, why don't you roll a clip of that and show the folks what they might have missed, but can go check out right now on the official Ryan Roxie YouTube. Check it out, Vic. You and I, we're getting to be uncles. We're getting to be older uncles because we have these kids in the struts that are coming up with the same influences.
Yeah, but it's cool seeing bands like that, especially since it's a UK band and doing well in the States. You know, I believe they're from Derby, where and that's kind of an unlikely place to come from. You know, most bands comes from London or Manchester, and that makes it even cooler. You know.
So there you go. In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie, that would be me, podcast. And we do it every Tuesday live stream. And sometimes we do an extra bonus version on a Thursday or a Saturday. We'll see. But then I just started something on Instagram that was kind of fun for me to do this last week. I did this Free Riff Friday. So maybe I can't see in the comments, but maybe address it in the Q&A. Should I keep doing that where I just hang with a guitar, hang with a cocktail, and sort of teach you guys a riff and then take your questions? The hardest thing for me was because even with my readers on when I did the Free Riff Friday thing on Instagram Live, the comments were just going too fast for me to actually read. So that's why I like doing the after show Q&A that we have right now. Maybe Vic can put a link for that as well. So there you go. How are you enjoying yourself so far? This show, it's so big. The season finale of SLS 11 is so big, I think we need a musical interlude. All right? Well, these words he speaks are true, right? There's a little foreshadowing. Our good buddy and the guitarist of Alice Cooper, Tommy Henriksen, did me a solid and grabbed a drum and bass backtrack from the live show of an Alice Cooper live show. And I asked both Tommy and Nita if they would join me. And we put together our musical interlude so you guys could check out the 3 guitar player jam that we do in the current tour. I get a lot of questions about what's it like playing in a band with 3 guitarists. Well, you know what? Now's your chance to go see what it's like and hear what it's like and feel what it's like. The taste, the smells of our musical interlude. So without further ado, this is our Devil's Food Black Widow 3 guitar jam. Nita Strauss, Tommy Henriksen, myself, Vic. Roll the clip.
he speaks are true. We're all humanary stew. We don't pledge allegiance to the Black Widow.
So there you have it. That's the three of us playing together with, lines intertwining or whatever you want to call it. I'm just taking quotes, random quotes that are coming into my head from the movie Spinal Tap. By the way, that is your homework. If you have not seen Spinal Tap yet, this is Spinal Tap is the name of the movie. That's your homework, because basically everything that happens in that movie happens to every single band without fail. So that was a 3-guitar jam. I do want to take a shout out to Glenn Sobel and Chuck Garrick for providing that backtrack. And I couldn't, oh wait, who else was in there? Yeah, thank you, Alice. Thank you for gracing your voice with that as well. So here we go. It's time for the big finale. Is it already? I don't want it to be, but it kind of seems like it has to be right now. We're going to, like I said, we are going to have the Q&A afterwards. So if you have any questions building up about the songs, about learning guitar, about today's show and the series, you can address them all in the Q&A, and you can come up, come up and get in the room with us. A lot of times on the In the Trenches podcast, our guests, it's pretty much me and the guests, and then we take some questions from the chat. But a lot of times there's not a chance or time to get you in there with them. So at the Q&A on these SLS after shows, that's your time to come on in, hang out with us, and hopefully be a part of our team. And like I said, our team, who is our team? Right off the bat, I got to give big thanks to Vic Chalfant, Robby Miller, Dave Rattenbury, Scotty Hagen for just doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff, but being in front of the scenes as well, as you saw in Big Bottom. If you're just tuning in now, you got to go back a few minutes and check out the bass solo. Always a bass solo. But now it's time for the big finale. And I got a little ambitious. I'm not going to lie to you. But the cool thing about it was that everybody responded positively to this finale idea. And I had to come up real quick with a name. It's a collective right off the bat, all right? I asked a bunch of people to send in their tracks and their videos, and we could put something together. And it's a collective. And I call the collective the Love Brokers. That's going to be the name of the band for today, I guess. It could always be subject to change. And who knows, maybe in the coming coming weeks, if we release this on its own platform, it'll be remixed, re-edited. Who knows? Maybe more people will even join in. But I think it's a good idea because the Love Brokers, we put a song together, pretty famous song. I think you're familiar with it at this point. It's a classic Johnny Thunders song called You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory. And I think Johnny Thunder's actually saying you can't put your arm around a memory, but then the title's Arms, and I don't know. Some people said arms, some people said arm. That's up to you, all right? You sing it the way you want to sing it. But we did that song, and I thought the coolest thing to do was all the money that's generated off of this show today and in the Q&A, we are going to put that, because everybody collectively put in their time and volunteer their time. We're going to put any money that we make off today's show to Doctors Without Borders, because I feel that perhaps Doctors Without Borders in these times, even though we see some light at the end of the tunnel, doctors are a big part, and it's a world organization, and it's very reputable. So Doctors Without Borders, that's who we're donating any money that comes in on this show or the after show Q&A. Okay, just so you know that. Now let's get to introducing this song and who the players were. First off the bat, it became so apparent that I could not that this was too big for me. I mean, me and my little computer and my basic, garage band skills, even though I'm okay with it, I can get by. This was too many tracks to mix. So I called upon our friend Christopher Folan that produced the Imagine Your Reality album, my solo album. So Christopher Folan is a great producer, and he had the time. Maybe I don't even know if he had the time. He just said yes right away, and I was so thankful for him to say that, because I wouldn't have known what to do. But he mixed it, gathered it all up, and made it sound hopefully as cool as you think it sounds. And then I got on the drums Mark D. You guys know Mark D from me playing with him in the Tequila Brothers with Gilby Clarke for many years. Plus, he's a great solo artist himself. Mark D played the drums, sang a bit as well. Then we had, of course, Fifi LaRue and Andy Demonic. Andy plays bass with Fifi, so Andy and Fifi are on it as well. Connie Bloom from the Electric Boys. He came in, sang, and played some guitar. I was just so amazed that people were like, hey, man, maybe I'll lay some licks on it. And I said, yeah, sure. Not really expecting, not even really knowing what I would get in as far as response. And obviously the response was positive. But at the same time, the quality of the tracks, insane. Wait till you hear Connie's playing. And then Guy Griffin, who we just had on the last In the Trenches podcast, he came on and played some guitar as well and sang. And then Owen Rivera, you know him from SLS9, the SLS Fest. He laid his talents. And then we had, of course, Calico Cooper. Can you believe that? Calico Cooper showed up, and has she been on, she missed the Kumbaya. She had sent me the Kumbaya, or it got lost in a spam folder, so she couldn't do the Kumbaya song last time. She didn't make an appearance on that, but she actually recorded it. So now, this time I made sure that I checked every single spam folder in my emails to make sure that she was on it. Calico Cooper, thank you very much. And of course, another special guest, and really came up big. Thank you, Dean, for making this happen as well. Mr. Rod Jackson makes a special appearance. Rod Jackson, singer of Snake Pit and the album Ain't Life Grand. Everyone that I just mentioned, I'm just so happy and proud that you guys did it. Plus, I got to play a little guitar. I got to play a Johnny Thunders song. Super happy about it. pretty much hyped it up as much as I can hype it, haven't I? So now, ever get the feeling you've been cheated, right? No, you're not going to be cheated. All right, so this is our big finale. This is the Love Brokers. And again, all the money that we make today off this show and in the Q&A goes towards Doctors Without Borders. Thank you guys for contributing your talents and efforts. And even more, thank you guys for spending the time to listen and to support. You don't know how much it means to me and how much it means to the rest of the team. So thanks again. Vic, I will say this, one of the last times of this season, of course, that we will be back with another season, and there will be stuff in between. Of course, there's In the Trenches coming up next Tuesday. We have AC Slade as our special guest. Yes, you know him from the Murder Dolls, as well as Joan Jett. And I toured with him in Dope as well. So that band Dope, Alice Cooper and Dope. Let me see. Yeah, we will be doing stuff beyond Sunday Livestream Sunday. So we'll take a small break, come back with it. But what a way to close it out. Vic, roll the clip. This is the Love Brokers with You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory.
Doesn't pay to try. All the smart boys know why.
Doesn't mean I didn't try. I just never know why.
Feels so cold and all alone. 'Cause baby, you're not at home.
And when I'm home, big deal, I'm still alone.
Feel so restless I am. I beat my head against a pole. I try to knock some sense down in my bones. And even though they don't show, the scars aren't so old. And when they go, they let you know you can't put your arms around a memory. You can't put your arms around a memory. You can't put your arms around a memory. Don't try. Don't try. You're just a bastard kid, and you got no name. 'Cause you're living with me, we're one and the same. And even though they don't show, the scars aren't so
So there you have it, guys. Again, I'll see you in the Q&A. If you're just getting in right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that we can keep in touch and we can talk. Again, there's so many people that contributed to this show. Our own team as well as the outer team now that did it, and you guys just for watching it and supporting it. Go tell some people about it right now if you can, and I'll see you in the Q&A. But like I said, until next time, folks, until next season, enjoy the ride. See ya.
How much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None's more black.